Okay, good day everyone, and welcome to Builders Corner. Another episode of Builders Corner. This is storytelling skills where we meet builders, their wins, their losses, and how they have been building product. Or you also learn the lessons of what they have learned so far. And it's not just limited to technical people, but also to creatives and to content creators. And today with me, I have King Messang. So, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Hi, GM everyone. My name is King Messang. Actually, my name is Richard Esawabasi. King Messang. I am known as a content chef. I am a visual and creative director, co-founder for Orex Prime. Currently core team for Peppermint, and currently content lead for Sandbox DAO Africa. And it's actually amazing, to be here with everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, King Messang. It's actually nice to have you on Builders Corner. Okay, so you have to be so out in a builder in Web3. Before I got onboarded into Web3.
I was a filmmaker actually. I used to make films for a while. First of all, started from mobile filmmaking to making films with cameras and stuff like that. So I used to generally before Web3 I was a filmmaker.
Yeah. So how was that first project you did as a filmmaker?
The Tribute. The Tribute was the very first project I made, and I made that with an 𝐖𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇 phone. Funny as it sounds, I made a tribute with an 𝐖𝐀𝐓 S12. Wow. It's still on my YouTube channel. It was the very first project I made. No. It was the first project I made that went out. Okay. Actually, the very first project I made was one I did with my brother one time like that. Yeah. But the Tribute was the second, but it was the first that went out actually. So it was the very first project I made. Recently I went to my TikTok and I had to delete some stuff I used to do.
Yeah, because they look rich that.
And before then all those disappear, appear, magic, stuff like that. Yeah, I used to do VFX on mobile a lot that time. Yeah.
So how did you got onboarded into Web3?
I've always heard about Web3.
Okay.
But I used to feel like it was cliche generally, because that time the whole tech bro something, the three guys something was just too cliche to me though. So I didn't really put my mind in it. But then, I attended a conference and you met some few fellows, and I decided to come to Web3 through for the love of DeFi. But then what actually brought me on, especially on Base, was a friend of mine named Freddy Omoke. Yeah, Omoke Freddy, M1 Freddy. Yeah, he was the one who actually bought me my Base name, bought my Pakistan logins, and got me onboarded on Base precisely. Yeah, but how I got onboarded on Web3 itself was from FTLD, for the love of DeFi. Yeah, I was onboarded. I was their content guy to make content for them, and the founder was a close friend of mine. So yeah.
Oh, shout out for the love of DeFi for onboarding you. Yeah, so I want to ask you, how do you know about the Sandbox ecosystem?
Actually, it was you who actually introduced me to the Sandbox DAO ecosystem you showed me how to. I remember when you got on a call with me, we had a Google Meet call, you shared your screen, showed me how to log in, sign up, how to join discussions, and how to also give my own opinion and stuff like that. So basically, that's how I got onboarded at Sandbox DAO.
Yeah, and how has the experience been? So
great. It's it's amazing. I came into Sandbox as just a creator. Yeah, I met Lanza first of all, then I met Victorian, and before you know it, I'm with the team, caught in Sandbox DAO Africa, and amazing guys like Damian, Mufasa, LC, you, Victorian. It's been an amazing experience so far being in Sandbox DAO.
Alright, I'm so glad you have an amazing person at Sandbox DAO. Yeah. So you talked about some unfinished projects in the past year. So what are some unfinished projects you have had in the past, and what are the lessons you learned from those that didn't go
well? I've had a lot of unfinished projects in the past, definitely. The ones I became so enthusiastic about, look, I want to take this thing out there, I want to push them out, and at the end of the day, it didn't work out. Either the team member, in fact, my very first official project I wanted to start, because I'm trying to remember the name, but it was a film, a high school film. We printed scripts, held an audition, people came around. We actually shot, but when we got to post-production, everything was shitty. The person who shot didn't understand shutter speed and the rest. So the camera was blinking, the light was blinking. When you shoot, there's this there are two types of lights setting. There's PAL and then there's NTSC. Yeah. So the person didn't know. So every light was shaking. Like it was a horrific experience. We spent everything. It took us 6 months to plan that, and money was wasted. Because I've always been a big fan of good stuffs going out, right? And at the end of the day, if I shoot anything that is not good stuff, I will not put it out there. I will just assume that as a loss and I'll learn from it. So I've had a lot of projects like that in the past that you put in all the work, create stuff, and something spoils it, and we just learn from it. And I mean, I was sharing with an editor, and I said, look, when I know that you are a good editor, like you are an experienced editor, is when you've edited videos to a point whereby you can delete an entire timeline and start again. If you've not gotten to that point, then I don't think you should even call yourself a video editor. Because like this, how for example you work for a client, you edit 1 hour video, maybe wedding, and they come and tell you change the music. Oh God, that is afresh. So if you've not worked yourself to a point where you can edit an entire timeline, delete it and start afresh, that process will teach you a lot of like lessons. And I've even lost projects from using laptops that lag and then crash and then you start afresh. Yeah. That one is a different experience. There are situations where I go to shoot an event and I discover I not press the record button till I come back.
I can tell.
That was going a different experience. You get so tired.
I press this.
Like, where is the clip? Like, but overall, there have been like projects that have been wrong, but I literally learned from it.
So, what are 2 lessons you have learned?
Lesson number 1, as a creator, that you should learn, that I've learned and I want to share, is just leave complexity. Like the moment you understand that it doesn't have to be complex. Somebody does not have to fly. Simplicity is the key. And the second thing I've got to also learn is storytelling, right? The 2 things that makes a content good is simplicity and storytelling. Those are my lessons, right? Try as much as possible to keep your scene, your visuals simple, but still tell story. Even in graphic design, like I've seen designs where people you put pen, you put Twitter logo, you put LinkedIn logo, this person is flying, there are different people inside, the text, like everything's looking like something is just happening. It might be color pleasing to the eye, but like the whole construct of everything is just busy. Do you get it? If you really like go through like our designs at Orex Prime, and shout out to Divine, though, bro is a good designer, right? He pays attention, he knows the thing, so he pays attention. Mostly you see is 2 people's picture right up, and that's it. Nothing is flying so much in the scene, and that is what most creators do not understand. They feel like, oh, if I have complex things, it gets the work. Even with people who are doing videos, you feel like you want to have like the whole equipment in the whole world to make a better video, but somebody else is recording with an iOS and is still doing much more better than you that has the entire thing. So first thing is simplicity, like be simple and make it you. The second thing is storytelling. I mean, I lacked that before. I felt like most times when I go to record an event, I'll be recording everything. And then when I come to edit, bam, I'm sitting down and looking at almost 500 videos. I'm reasoning like, where do I go from? But I've come to a point whereby even if I go to an event, in my head, I'm looking at the place and I know what story I want to tell. I'm going to try to tell a story of somebody or tell a story of the place. And I know that, look, this story is going to take me 50 shots. And I will just shoot exactly what I need for that story. I need to come and the client will love it. Do you get my point? So, simplicity, less of complexity, and try to put in yourself, storytelling inside it.
Wow. Simplicity, less of complexity, and try to infuse storytelling into whatever you are doing as a creative. That's actually interesting. So if you're creative out there, make sure you get to practicalize these lessons they have shared with you. So what are you currently building and how has Sandbox DAO contributed to making it a success?
Okay, so this is where I'm going to say big shout out to Sandbox DAO and big shout out to my team members too, precisely my 2 co-founders, Orex and 𝐿𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇. I mean, they've been exceptional, trust me. In fact, for the period of this project, I'm not just saying this because we're on camera, but I'm saying this sincerely. They've been exceptional. We're currently working on a documentary film for African builders and creators in Africa, right? And what gave us this idea was because we figured out there are so many creators out there that don't have this opportunity I have to sit down, right? They don't have the opportunity to have themselves out there. They don't have the opportunity to have their works out there. I know people who draw art on their faces. I know someone who makes African dresses and NFTs them, right? I know creators. I know the guy who actually draws art, digital art, with his phone that is lagging, an Android, and it comes out amazing, right? I know someone who is skilled with NFT. But I only know those people because I found them. What of the 1 billion people in the world that do not know these folks? So we decided to start a documentary film, which we are going to air on major TVs and cinemas to push them, spotlight them to people to also see that, look, oh, there are these creators also working, and possibly they can get, traction, get viewed and engaged from there. So the project is called 𝐼𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇, the Onchain journey of African creators and builders, right? And it's a documentary coming out soon. And I want to give big shout out to Sandbox DAO, because we applied to get a grant from them and they approved it. And it's one thing I'm so grateful for. We did a fundraiser for this project, $3,000 fundraiser, what we needed to start the project. But it wasn't feasible as of that time. We were able to raise around $200 for that project, and we were able to get sponsorship from Frenchie, do you get? But we still needed more to move on, and we were able to get above it. 100, 500 from Sandbox DAO as grant for us to go through this project. So big shout out to Sandbox DAO. I'm so grateful for the support you've given to us so far. Yeah.
So far, what is, like, when it comes to as a creative, what is that misconception that I think people have about creatives that needs to be changed?
That you're not a serious human being. That's one thing. Parents see it, most people see it a lot, that so long as you're a creative, you're not a serious human being, you're not doing anything serious with your life.
Yeah,
like you are playing, you're just going to use video. Yes, you're unemployed. But somebody said something one time that was very, very interesting. So a guy had an argument with another guy, and it's like, I have a car, like, what do I do with your life? And the guy said, if I sell one of my lens. The guy said, I sell one of my lens. Then people think you still buy your car. Like, we use one of my lens to buy your car. So people have this misconception that creators are senseless, you are jobless, right? You don't even have anything you're doing with your life. And that's why most times when people want to price you for a job, they just bring one very weird kind of price. And it's one thing I want to debunk, trust me. The same way you value doctors, the same way you value lawyers should be the same way you value creators. Because at the end of the day, every single thing that happens in the dark, like in the theater room, in any branch, right? It is creators that take it out there. The media people you see, the public relations. I mean, if you say creators are jobless, then what will you say about Channels TV? What will you say about �𝐀𝐃 or the rest of them? Then they are jobless. We are just another arm of media and publicity. And it's one thing I want to debunk so much, that creators are not jobless people. Literally, we have what we are doing. We are making our own money, right? And that has been like a bottleneck when it comes to Africa as a whole, viewing creators as jobless people and undervalued people. And I think that should change. Yeah,
that stereotype has to change. Creators are the backbone of the society, are part of the backbone of the society, and they are as important as every other profession out there. And this brings us to our next question. So what do you do when you're stuck?
This is actually a deep question. What do I do when I'm stuck? I go through a lot. There are sometimes I'm tense. There are sometimes, this is the part people do not see, and people do not see out there is God. So this is the thing. The sincere thing is, being a creative founder is a whole lot. Starting off, you would literally be the one to wear literally all the hats, the video editor, stuff like that. And I'm glad I have my co-founders, right? But we literally have to wear all the hats, and which means that you are the first person to talk to clients. You are the one to come back and edit. You are the one to still go back and talk to the clients. Oh, we are working on it. So it's more like you are doing administrative stuffs and you are also doing the creative stuffs. And most times that can mess with your head. I mean, I've known periods where I just on the laptop and I'm blank, like I'm like very empty. So most times what I do is play music, listen to lots of music, or go on a walk. Like I can take a walk from like my place out, or like I like nature a lot. Like I love nature a lot, so I can play lo-fi music, so like all this rain sound music. I just listen to them, or go out to a place that is natural, rooftop a lot, wind blows, stuff like that, or see a film, or generally sleep. Sleep is very underrated for creators. And I know I'm not the one that's supposed to preach this, but there are times that I know that it don't choke me, say I will soon die. I'll just have to like take a break. Do you get? So most times if I'm stuck, and I know that it doesn't have to do with my psychology, right? If it is creative, so there are two types of being stuck actually. There's one that has to do with you open a canvas and you don't know what you want to create. It's different. There's one that you open a canvas and because you are not fit mentally or you are not okay physically, like in your body, you can't do anything, right? So the solutions I talked about are for that. But if you open a canvas and creatively you are blank, I feel you should just watch what gives you inspiration. Like me, TikTok. There's no how I go through my TikTok, my algorithms. I will always see like creative stuff. So once I go through it and search, maybe let's say I wanted to work on a documentary film, and I head to TikTok, I'll just type documentary film. I'll see other people's work. I'll get my inspiration. I'll start creating my mood board from there. You get? But if it's like me personally, psychologically, I want to create something and I'm not even okay. Take a walk, listen to music, go out or cry. You get tired of me, I will tire me. Like I would not fed up. I will feel like, what am I doing in my line? What am I doing in my life? Like I'm literally here. But I think I will always bounce back.
Yeah. I'm glad with transparency. You know, there are some places they tell that I don't drink Pepsi and drink Coke and do this and that, but then I'm glad he's open to being transparent with how it deals with being
Strictly blocked.
And strictly blocked. So I want to ask you, what is one tool you can't do without as a creator?
It's definitely Canva.
Canva.
Yeah, because I've been a Canva friend for like a while, and I would say CapCut, but I say Canva because I can create videos with Canva. Yes, I can make AI videos with Canva. I can make AI music with Canva. I can make AI transcribing with Canva. Canva gives you so many things to do that people do not even know. I can do product design with Canva. I can do product mockup with Canva. I can do normal designs with Canva. I can even do AI generated images with Canva. So Canva is always my number one tool. If I want to do anything that's emergency, I can do motion graphics with Canva too. So if I want to do anything, Canva is my number one, top notch, on the top table.
Interested?
Yeah.
So it's not X. I think you say X or Instagram or TikTok. It's Canvas.
Canva is my like number one. It's because X can suspend your account.
Yeah.
Canva cannot suspend your account. You just survive in that ecosystem. So Canva is my best product.
Then what's something you wish you knew earlier as a creative?
Well, I'm going to be very, very honest. As a creative, if I was to like advise myself like before, like bro, take this part, it would be building for value, not building for noise, right? Because starting out, I used to build for noise, more like I do stuff because I want people to see it and appreciate it. But I think for every creative out there, build for value, build for yourself. I've come to a point in my life that I don't really send you. Right, so long as it's valuable and it works for me, I don't really send you. But before, you always build to this boy do this thing, your son, show yourself or stuff like that. So you be here, you get. But I've come to learn that at the end of the day, people don't really care about you. Like people don't really send you. The point where you think that people I really care about you, they don't really send you, right? So, if I advise myself, I would say build for value, not for noise.
Interesting. Yeah. Build for value, not for noise. And how was the experience bidding for value in Sandbox DAO on the freezing? Really very good.
Sweet.
Is it called to Sandbox City?
It's amazing. It's actually been sweet, trust me. Bidding for value, especially in Sandbox, sweet. I tell you. Try it. It will be hard.
Okay.
But it will be worth it.
Yeah.
It has to be worth it.
So now we're in the section where it's going to give a shout out to 3 communities that have helped you so far. You're doing as a creative. Shout out to 3 communities. I know there are plenty of Southern communities out there, but they shout out to 3 communities.
This is a trap, what? Bro has put me inside a trap. Bro, I put me inside a trap. 3 communities that has helped me as a creative. See. First and foremost, I would give shout out to the community that actually helped me when I started. Big shout out to For the Love of DeFi. Big shout out to For the Love of DeFi. Second is big shout out to everybody in its space. I wouldn't be here without them. I always say it. Law of DeFi taught me how to be a creative, taught me how to work in a pressured environment, but ENB pushed me out there. Big shout out to Sandbox DAO. Definitely Sandbox DAO. I've met amazing guys, and it's more like there's this thing we're working with similar energy, right? This guy's with this guy, like you are like everybody didn't do things like the speed, you know. Yeah, so it's the same energy at ENB. So shout out to For the Love of DeFi. Everybody needs base, and definitely Sandbox DAO. Yeah, shout out to you guys.
So shout out to ENB, For the Love of DeFi, and then Sandbox DAO. And then what's one thing, because I know there's going to be a lot of creatives watching this video and who are scared to start out because of people's opinion, or they feel like they don't believe in themselves, or they are not good enough to be a creative, or they are even uncertain about the path of being a creative. So just give a piece of advice to any of them watching this video.
Okay, I would say this. A lot of creatives look up to me as a creative founder and as a leader in this space. And I want to say, first of all, I'm grateful and I respect you all. I would say something, all right? As a creative, girl, first, do what makes you happy. Just do what makes you happy. Because if you try to please people, if you're trying to please people in the ecosystem, I'm saying this so calmly because as I'm trying to talk to you, I'm remembering a lot of things. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you you. Not what makes you somebody else. You want to start recording, you have your camera or you don't have your camera. Do it what you have. You want to start making videos and you speak and you have maybe an 𝐌𝐔𝐒𝐓, maybe Onchain department, use it. Yeah. Do you get my point? Like, we've gotten to a point as creative where we want to be somebody else that we are not. Do you get? Do what makes you happy first. Be you first of all. Do you get? Then you can now decide to adjust. There's a difference between adjusting and duplicating yourself. Do you get? I'm speaking, I have an 𝐌𝐔𝐒𝐓. Do you get? I want to adjust. Do you get? It's different from, oh, me, I just want to speak like that guy. So you don't wake up one morning and say you want to speak like Brain Jotter because you love Brain Jotter, right? So for every creative out there, just first of all, be authentic, do what makes you happy, give value, then you can adjust. If the house you are staying to do recording is thatch house, create a story around that thatch house and do what you gotta do. You can gradually change, works, right? But stop adding unnecessary pressure to yourself as a young creative. We can do it because we've gotten to a stage where people require some things from you and you need to adjust. Do you get? But you wait just a start, just be authentic. I mean, I've gone through TikTok and I've seen a lot. And most times I like saying Web3 creators start learning from Web2 creators. Yes. You can learn literally a lot from TikTok. I've gone to TikTok and I've seen people do videos with that house. I will still have like 100 and something K likes. People don't really care about all those things that you think people care about. They just want the authenticity from you. And if you cannot give them that authenticity, then what am I watching? You coming to live fake life or do what? So be authentic. Be simplest, be a simplicist. Be simple. God, this English still. Be authentic. Try to keep it simple. Try to keep it you, and just have fun. Yeah. Creativity is fun.
Creativity is fun. So, what is the worst advice I've been given before?
Worst advice I've been given?
Yeah.
Is that followers is everything.
Okay.
Large following is everything. That's the worst advice I've ever been given in my life. Large followers is not everything.
But it's something.
It's something, but it's not everything. Do you know what that happens? If somebody says that large followers is everything, you now push yourself to go and be buying followers, buying followers. You think that is the way out until you discover that when even the brands you went to buy followers to get, when they now come and access your account and see that almost 90% have been bought, they have left you. So the worst advice for that, after get more followers, buy this, worst advice you can ever do as a creative. Build your followers authentic from the scratch.
Interesting. So now, you're going to give a shout out to 3 builders that inspire you.
In Web3?
Probably in life in general.
In life in general? Gone. So my favorite builder is definitely 𝐷𝐷𝐷. I mean, he has been, he's good. Trust me. I don't know. I don't think there's any 𝐷𝐷𝐷 video that I've not watched. Like, it's stop there. On all my Google Chrome tabs is there. �𝐶𝐒 has been an amazing person, and I've literally learned like a lot from him, especially since he's an African and he's pushing so much. So most times if you hear me speak, I speak from the point of I study �𝐿𝐶𝐒's work a lot, right? And the next type of builder I love is 𝐼𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇. 𝐼𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇 is an amazing entrepreneur. Bro literally raised himself for over 7 years, right? He documented his entire journey building, right from when he was small, when he dropped out of school, to when he's now a millionaire. So you cannot say his money comes from nothing. Like on his YouTube, you can backdate his videos to like 7 years back, right? So those are like amazing. Now, few of which I don't want to go so far. Next builder, now let's come to Web3 now. Web3 now. So another Web3 builder I give much respect to is �𝐀𝐶𝐒𝐄. Yeah. The energy, the ideas, the creativity, the ability to think, the speed. Bro literally has fuel running everywhere in him. Like the switch, like the push, the drive to kind of like push himself, move out there, do stuff, achieve stuff. I mean, for every single thing in all, I respect him for the fact that he can adapt to any place, he can adapt to any nature, and he can see if you drop �𝐶𝐒𝐄 inside deserts, he will survive and he will still make it and come out. Definitely. So I would say like he's one builder I respect so much in the Web3 ecosystem. Another person I would love to also mention is 𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇, which is a founder of Frenchy, right? I was opportune to speak to him for a while and I respect him so much. He's an amazing builder who has made it his life journey to help people. Like, just tell him that, just go, like Frenchy, just go to Frenchy and say, oh, I want to help people do this, he will fund you. And like, I've literally been following his journey. You know, for my project, he's our sponsor, right? So the builders I love, 𝐿𝐶𝐒𝐄𝐇, 𝐼𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇, 𝐻𝐿𝐶𝐒𝐄𝐝, and Gary V. Gary V has been an amazing person. Gary V, Dan Matthew, Dan Locke. These guys are good stuff. But then I also love like book authors though too, man.
On that, I say this. What is the next for you inside and outside of Sandbox? What is next?
Okay. I'm currently working on the 𝐼𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇 project, but I've already outlined my project scope for the next 2-3 years with my co-founders, and we plan on solely helping creators. That's our plan. So once I'm done with 𝐼𝐀𝐓𝐂𝐇 delivered, we'll go for the next phase of the project, definitely. But for people who want to know the sneak peek of what is next,
follow them.
You have to follow us. You have to be a secret, right? So to get more information about what's happening, do well to follow us at Orex Prime Africa. Do well to follow me, King Messang. Do well to follow my co-founders. I am Orenis and 𝐿𝐶𝐒𝐄𝐇. Yeah,
do also follow them. Yeah, so with that, we're calling this. Like, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.